Hi everybody, it's Derek at the Victory Branch Library, and welcome back to our Coder Dojo Summer Series. We are in week 5, and we are actually continuing on from last week's project that was a game that we started building called Sky Fishing. So let's go ahead and just kind of take a look at where we left off last week and see what we had already done with our sky fishing game. So I'm just going to switch over here and then we'll have a look at what we created so far. So last week we created a game where Scratchy the cat is out in the field and has learned that the weatherman forecasted fish to be falling from the sky, if you could believe that. So in the game, Scratchy moves back and forth and a fish falls from the sky. Now you probably just saw a fish fall from the top to the bottom of the screen and disappear, and then no more fish. So we have Scratchy moving back and forth when we hit the arrow key on our physical computer keyboard. But the fish, we need some more action from that fish. We need the fish to keep falling from the sky randomly, so it seems more like a real game, right? So let's go ahead and we're going to talk, as we're working on this project, we're going to go ahead and do another technique here with some of the blocks of code in Scratch to get that fish to fall from the sky more often and at random at the same time. So let's go ahead and I'm going to just scoot this screen over a bit here. And in this example here on our screen, I created a new project, and there's just a donut sprite here on the screen. So if you have a Scratchy, you can do that, or you can put a new sprite in like I did with the donut. And then let's go ahead and talk about these blocks that are called cloning. Okay, so if you go over here to the code tab, and we're going to go down to the control button and click on that. Okay, and then scroll down a little bit, and there are 3 blocks of code here at the bottom, and this is what we're going to be working with in our example for the clone blocks. Okay, so you'll see there's a when I start as clone block, and let's go ahead and drag that over, and then there's a create clone of myself block, and then there's a delete this clone block. Okay, so these are the 3 we're going to be incorporating into our game. Like, I'm going to put these first 2 away. Alright, let's go ahead and just put those all away. And starting from the top, in our example, what we want to do is clone the donut sprite here so we have multiple donuts. Who doesn't want more than one donut, right? So let's go over here to the events button, and we're going to grab a when the green flag is clicked when the program starts. Okay, and then we're going to go back down to the control button over here and scroll down, and we're going to grab the create clone of myself block. Okay, now go ahead and click on create clone of myself here. You can click on it a couple times. Now if you go over here to the stage, there's still just one donut here, but go ahead and click on the donut and drag it away and see if you have any more donuts. So you can see how that block of code creates some more of these donut sprites. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of those donuts. I just got to delete this clone block, put it up there, and I clicked on the green flag, and that just put us back to our original donut sprite. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and move a little quicker here. So we're going to grab a create clone of myself block, and then we're going to also create, we want to do, let's do a couple of donuts. So let's get a loop going here with a repeat. Okay. And then we're also going to get a go up here to the looks button, and we're going to actually have the donut off of the screen when we first start in our example here. So go ahead and click and drag a hide block, and let's put all those together here. And we're going to put them in this order. Now right now when we click on the green flag, the donut is going to hide, and then from there it's going to create a clone of itself 10 times in repetition with that repeat loop. So I don't think we need 10 donuts. I'm going to click in the field there, and I'm going to put in a smaller number. I'm just going to put in 5. So go ahead and click on the green flag, and your donut should disappear. Okay, so it's doing, the code is doing what it's supposed to, but we want to see the donut, so we need to do a little bit more coding here. So now let's go back over here to the code tab and go down to the control button. Now we're going to grab that other clone block. When I start as a clone, okay, and then let's go back up to looks, the looks button, and let's choose a show block there. Okay. Now go ahead and click on that, and your donut should reappear. Okay, click right on the code there. Okay. Now, when we used the repeat block last time, I'm going to click on that block up top. All the clones happen, but they're all on top of each other, so that doesn't really show us the cool effect that we're getting. So what we need to do here is go ahead and get some random programming in here on this. So to do that, let's go ahead and go up here to the motion button, and then let's get a go to a specific point on the X and Y axis. So we're going to get the go to X and a position, and then a Y position. Go ahead and we're going to put those right down there, right after the donut shows up again. And then right now it's not going to be random though, is it? Right now it's just going to put it right on those X and Y coordinates on that imaginary axis here that we have on the screen. So to get some random positioning going, we're going to go back over here to the operators button. Go ahead and click on that, and go ahead and click and grab on the pick random block there. I'm going to drop that right into the field right next to the X position. Okay, and then for the Y position we can do the same thing. We can grab another pick random, drag it over, and drop it right in the other field there for the Y position there. Okay. Now the numbers in here can be whatever you want. I would recommend putting some kind of negative number in here. I'm just going to type in negative 174 to, I don't know, 219. Okay, so that means that the donut, when it appears on the stage here, is going to be anywhere from this side to this side of the stage on the horizontal line there. Okay, pick random for the Y. Same deal. We can do random numbers. I would choose a negative, something in the negative range, and something in the positive range here. We'll just do that. Okay. So now go ahead and click on the when I start as clone block here. Okay. And go ahead and click on it, and you'll see that the donut is randomly appearing each time you click on that. Okay, so that's working. Now what we're going to want to do is, well, you can hit the stop there, and what we're going to want to do is put in a little bit of a pause, and then we'll have a little bit more of a lag here. So go over to the control button, and let's grab a wait block and we'll put it right down here. And then you can put in whatever number of seconds you want for the wait. And then we're going to have the donuts disappear again. So go back up here to the looks button. And then we're going to hide it again, okay? So let's go ahead and try out our example here. Let's go ahead and click the green flag and the donut should disappear. And then they repeated and they 5 donuts came out just like we coded up here. And they randomly appeared as we coded here, and then they disappeared after 3 seconds of being on stage. Let's do that again. They appear, there's 5 donuts, count 3 seconds, they disappear again, okay? So there we are using the create clone blocks of code to create, to start, and then to hide them, okay? And we can also use, if you click on the control button, there's also a delete this clone block here. Okay, so that's enough for that example. Let's go ahead and hop back over and go into our project from last week. And assuming you've already started last week's project, week 4's project, you should have a file of this on your Scratch account. So make sure you log in on the Scratch website. And then this is all the code that we did last week. Okay, so right now, looking at the code on Scratchy, I'm going to click on the Scratchy right down here. And this is the code associated with Scratchy. We have Scratchy talking here. And then we have the code down here for the left and right arrows to move Scratchy back and forth across the screen. And then go ahead and click on the fish sprite over here. Okay, and this is the code we have for the fish. When the fish starts, it's hidden, and it receives the sky is falling message from the Scratchy sprite. And then it starts to, the fish starts to fall from the sky, you know, from top to bottom, right? Okay. And the fall from the sky block there is actually a function. If you go down here to the My Blocks button, we'll see where we created that fall from sky function last week. And a function is, if you'll remember, it's a handy little tool where we can have basically another set of code ready to go, and that's what this is down here with the go to X and repeat. And basically, this is telling the fish to fall randomly from random positions and then disappear off of the stage once it falls to the bottom or it bumps into Scratchy there. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's get that clone code going that we just did the example of with the donuts in this program. Okay. So what we want to do is make sure your fish sprite is selected down here in the bottom. Okay, and then we still have this code here, and we can go ahead and just do some more code, and you can scroll up and down on your code by using this little bar here. If things are getting too hard to see, or if you want to zoom in closer, you can use these zoom tools here for that. Okay, and let's go ahead and I'm going to just scroll up here to make some room, and then let's get some of that clone blocks in here. So go to the Control tab, and then we're going to go ahead and grab a When I Start as Clone. Okay, and then just like the donut example, we're going to use the hide and show block. So let's go ahead and grab a hide, show, and actually those can just be loose there for a minute. Oops. I like to stick together. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to want a fall from the sky block there to get that random going. And then let's go ahead and we're also going to want to get a loop going here, because the game is going to keep going and we want the fish to keep falling over and over again. So we're going to go ahead and go to the control button here and grab a forever block there, and then let's go ahead and put these all together. So from here we're going to, when I start as clone, forever, we're going to have the fish hidden initially, and then show, and then do the fall from the sky. And the hide and show, we want a little bit of space in between these two things happening. So let's go back up here to get a wait number of seconds block, and we'll drop that right in between the two. We can just leave it as a second or so. So let's go ahead and click on that. Okay, and you should have that fish going. And do you see how the fish is continually falling now? And that's because we have the forever loop here going. Just constantly falling, hidden, and then falling, and then, or rather showing, falling, and then hide again. Okay. All right, so that's pretty cool, and it's working pretty well. I think the random feature is going here. Let's run it from the start. I click the flag up here, and Scratchy is giving us the scenario, and the game starts. Okay. All right, so it's getting there. The fish fell one time, but the fish is still not doing its repeated falling, which is what we're looking for. So let's go ahead, and we need to do a little bit more code. So right now we have it starting its action there, the fish starting its falling, but we need it to do a little bit more. So let's go back down here to the control blocks, and we're going to use those other blocks of the clone code. So let's see here. We need to do, we need a when I receive block here. I'm just looking for that. Oops. Okay. Actually, we already got that. So let's go back to control, and okay. We got the when I receive code here, and then we have the when I start as code clone here. And it looks like we have everything we need. So I'm trying to find out now what we need to do to get that fish to fall randomly still. Checking the code. Oh, I see here. So let's go ahead and let's make a little bit of room. I'm going to just click and drag these blocks. And when I receive code here, I'm going to just zoom in on this a little bit more. This is where we need a little bit more code. So right now, the fish sprite is receiving the sky is falling broadcast from the Scratchy sprite after Scratchy's talking, showing falling from the sky and then hiding again. Okay, and then what we want to do is use the create clone of myself. So go back over here to the control blocks, and then create clone of myself. Alright, and then we're also going to just put a little brief pause in there, kind of like we did with the donut example. Let's go ahead and get a wait a second, 1 second, oops, and then create clone of myself. Okay, let's go ahead and click the green flag up here, and we'll get the program started and see how this works. Okay. Okay, so now we have the clone block working here. As you can see, the fish is falling randomly, and it's repeatedly falling randomly, okay? And of course, Scratchy can scoot back and forth trying to get that fish. There we go. And if you'll notice, right now, if the fish falls to the bottom of the screen, it disappears, just like we coded it to. Okay, like that, disappear. But if the fish and Scratchy touch, the fish disappears as soon as it bumps into Scratchy there. And that we also coded that if you go back and look at your code. Okay. And that can be found here in the fall from sky function there. Repeat until touching the sprite or touching the edge of the screen. If you can look in the blue colored box there. And the sprite one is Scratchy's name, and the edge is, of course, the edge of the screen. Okay, so I think we're at a pretty good spot here. We could add some more to this game. I'd say this game has a good start to it now, but I would recommend adding some more to it to make it even more interesting. Some things you could do with this are you could create some more sprites on the stage. I think that if you went and grabbed some more creatures to be falling from the sky, you could do that by going into the sprite library. Okay, you could have some more characters falling from the stage in addition to the fish. Okay, so that's one suggestion. And then you could also add some sound effects, and then it would be more like a video game, right? And to do that, what we want to do is go over here to the costumes tab, and then there's some default sounds already in this program. I think those are not really what we're going for in here. So you could go down here to the lower left corner, click on choose a sound, and then you could get some other cool sounds. You could go here maybe to the effects, and so there's a cool sound there. You could have maybe a silly sound and put that into your program. I'd say you probably want to have it so there are sound effects when the things are colliding, and then maybe you could even have a background, some background music playing the whole time. Let's see. If you go to the loops menu here, there's and the loops are continual repeating little snippets of music, and you could have that playing continuously while your game is going, and then you could do some of your sound effects in there, and so on. Okay, so I'm going to get out of the sound library there, and again, to access the sound library, you'll want to go over here to the tabs and click on sounds, and then down here to choose a sound to get into your sprite library, or rather your sound library. Okay. All right, so I'd say we did pretty good work today. This is a shorter session, but we finished up our project from last week, sky fishing, and we've got some random action going there with the fish falling from the sky. And we learned a couple things today. We learned about how to create a function, and we also got the cloning blocks going there, which is a Scratch block that's pretty handy. Okay, and so I'd say that's a pretty good start. So if you want to continue on and make your game even better and add some of those other features, I say that's a pretty cool goal to have. So yeah, let's go ahead, and I'm going to just sign out of that one. And we'll go back up here and let you get back to your day. And thanks for joining me. And I hope you guys had fun with this project. If things are, if not everything is working like we did in the examples here, I might say definitely take a break and come back to it. Sometimes things just tend to get more frustrating if we keep working on it too much and are not getting the results we want. So it's best to take a break at that point and go outside, get a snack, do something for a while, get your mind off it, and then come back fresh later on. Now, next week's project will be Tuesday at 2 p.m. on July 14th, and we'll have something new for you guys then. And yeah, I thanks so much for being here and joining us this summer, and hope to see you again soon. So have a great rest of your week.